William Buggage owned a second-hand bookshop on the Charing Cross Road. He was, however, rarely to be seen on the shop floor. He preferred instead to sit behind an enormous partner's desk in the back office.
Going through the morning papers and consulting who's who.
An unscrupulous book lover could easily have entered the premises, taken what he wanted and left without paying. But Mr. Buggage wouldn't have cared. He knew that what went on in the shop was of little importance. It was what he got up to in the back office that mattered. In the back office, he was running one of the most successful businesses in London.
6 in the post this morning, Billy, and not one of them for less than £500.
Miss Tottle, the bookshop's only other member of staff, held up their daily haul of cheques. Mr. Buggage nodded his approval.
Very nice, my pet. Very nice indeed.
Miss Tottle loved it when Mr. Buggage called her his pet. It normally meant that thoughts of an amorous nature were stirring deep within his breast.
And no doubt in other parts, too.
She was half expecting him to suggest they try something energetic on the partner's desk. But instead, a worried frown creased his brow.
I don't suppose we've heard back from that bishop's house yet, have we?
As a matter of fact, we heard back this morning. A firm of solicitors signed the cheque.
A firm of solicitors? Not sure I like the sound of that. I don't think we'd better do any more bishops.
No, I agree. Lords are still all right, though, aren't they?
Well, lords are fine. We've never had any trouble with the aristocracy. They're too stupid to kick up a fuss. We might even have a crack at royalty one of these days.
Oh, yes, I'd like that.
Miss Tottle's eyes glinted maliciously.
And soak 'em for thousands.
Mr. Buggage was still perusing the daily papers when Miss Tottle returned from depositing their cheques.
What's it like out?
Horrid. Cold and dark and starting to sleet.
How much would you say I'm worth?
I'd have to consult the ledger to give you an exact figure, but I'd say you probably have in the bank somewhere in the region of £1 million.
£1 million?
He rolled the words around his mouth like a vintage champagne.
Not bad for such a simple little scheme, yet here we are, freezing our hides off when we could be relaxing in sunnier climes.
Oh, Billy, are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting?
You're darn right I am. We're going to close up the shop for a fortnight and take a holiday. Fetch down the book.
But what about this morning's letters?
They can wait. Fetch down the book.
Miss Tottle knew which book he meant.
The 300 best hotels in the world.
She plucked it from the shelf and started flicking through its well-thumbed pages.
Where should we go?
Somewhere in North Africa. Italy isn't warm enough yet, and neither is Spain. And I've had the West Indies up to here. Where haven't we been in North Africa?
It's not so easy. The Palais Germain Fez, been there. The Gazelle d'Or in Taradant, been there. The Tunis Royale.
Where's that?
In Tunis.
Been there. Horrible place.
Here's one. The Hotel La Mamounia in Marrakesh.
The Hotel La Mamounia? Well, we haven't been there. What does it say?
The Mamounia was one of Winston Churchill's favourite haunts, and from his balcony he painted the Atlas sunset time and again.
Winston Churchill? I bet we could have taken him for a few bob. Go on.
As liveried servants show you into the colonnaded court, you will feel as though you have stepped back in time and into an illustration from the 1001 Nights.
That's it. That's the one.
It does sound nice.
Call the travel agents and book us 2 first-class flights for tomorrow morning. And you'd better give that hotel a ring too.
What if they're already full up?
Tell them we want their most expensive suite. They're never full up when you say you want that.
Less than 48 hours later, they were sunbathing by the pool at La Mamounia and drinking champagne.
This is the life, eh, Billy? I don't know why we don't just buy a house out here and retire.
I'll tell you why, my girl. You see that blue-rinsed old sow who's just jumped into the pool? That's Lady Hedgecock. I overheard her talking in the bar last night.
Lady Hedgecock? Wasn't she one of our clients?
Yes. We took her for nearly 1,000 just after Christmas. And the scrawny article swimming alongside her? That's Mrs. Smith-Swithin, We did her for the same amount a few months before.
But isn't it dangerous, them both being here? They might compare notes.
They wouldn't breathe a word. That's the beauty of our little scheme. They'd be too embarrassed.
I suppose so. I know I would.
They look stupid. Smug and complacent, too. The world is full of rich twits like them, and sooner or later, we're going to make money from them all. Retire?
He swallowed down the last of his champagne with a single gulp.
Not on your life.
Once they'd had enough sun, they went through to the dining room and ordered some lobster.
After lunch, we'll go up to our room and take a little nap. And then I thought we might do some letters.
But, Billy, we're meant to be on holiday.
I know, but seeing Lady Hedgecock just now set me thinking. Why should we let 1,000 a day slip through our fingers for the sake of a little work?
We haven't got any newspapers for a start. We can't do letters without newspapers.
The hotel hasn't flown in from London. I picked some up this morning. They said they'll lend us a typewriter too. And they've got a copy of Who's Who we can borrow.
And our special-headed notepaper. They can't lend us that.
I brought some with me. Whole box full, in fact, just to be safe.
Miss Tottle wasn't entirely satisfied with this sudden turn of events, but as she'd run out of objections, she gave in with a resigned little shrug.
Oh, very well then. We'll do some letters. But can't we at least finish our lobster before we start going through the Telegraph and Times?
It's, a notorious aphrodisiac, you know.
What? Going through the Telegraph and Times?
No, lobster. It's famous for its stimulating properties.
Aren't you thinking of oysters?
Yeah, oysters are good too, but if you want to get a man's juices flowing, you can't do better than lobster.
Really? Is that a fact?
She thought for a moment, then beckoned over a waiter.
Let's have some more.
The lobster lived up to its reputation, and an hour or so later, they were lying supine in bed, trying to catch their breath.
Dear God, I should never have had seconds.
Once they'd revived themselves with more champagne, they pulled on matching silk dressing gowns and went to work. Mr. Buggage sprawled on the sofa reading the Times, whilst Miss Tottle sat poised at the typewriter, awaiting instruction.
Here's one. Sir Edward Leishman. He got the lead obituary. A once famous captain of industry, it says.
Nice. Is the wife still alive?
Yes. He leaves behind a widow and 3 adult sons. Let's look him up.
Whilst Mr. Buggage was consulting Who's Who, Miss Tottle glanced over his shoulder.
He lists his hobbies as fishing and field sports. We'll start him off with the complete angler and take it from there.
This was how they did it. This was how they made their money. With an expertise honed by many years of experience, Miss Tottle threaded a sheet of headed notepaper into the typewriter and began to compose.
My dear Lady Leishman,
She wrote.
I apologise for troubling you at this sad time. Your husband was one of our most valued customers and a regular visitor to our shop.
Were he not lying under 6 feet of soil, Sir Edward would have been very surprised to hear about that.
He often bought books from us on account and always settled his bills promptly and reliably. His interests were wide and varied, and many of the volumes he required were rare and difficult to obtain.
Miss Tottle smirked to herself as she typed out those words and sniggered.
Unfortunately, at the time of his passing, he had yet to pay us for his most recent purchases. Discretion has always been our watchword, and I am confident, therefore, that you will wish to deal with the enclosed invoice before further action becomes necessary.
She threaded a second sheet of paper into the typewriter.
The Complete Angler by Isaac Walton. First edition. Some markings, but otherwise good. £420.
So far, so simple. A grieving widow with things on her mind might very well settle such a bill without further inquiry. Equally, however, she might very well not. It was what happened next that ensured her compliance.
Orgies. An illustrated history. Bound in leather, £200. 3 Naughty Nuns. Translated from the Swedish, £85. Nymphomaniacs. Do they exist, and where can you find them? Some evidence of rubbing. £100.
Say banned in this country, imported from France, and make it 150.
And so it went on. The psychology behind it was basic enough. Most women knew that their husbands weren't saints, and many knew that they were very dirty dogs indeed. Which of them, with a funeral imminent, wouldn't prefer to pay up and get the whole sordid business out of the way, rather than face the humiliation of lengthy and quite possibly public legal proceedings?
The bride wore latex, foxed in various places. £85.
More widows than he cared to remember had received a letter from Mr. Buggage over the years, and with very few exceptions, each one had sent back a cheque. It was simply amazing how smoothly the whole thing had gone.
How much are we up to?
940.
Good. Stick in the swingers directory and make it £1,000.
After 2 weeks of lobster-fuelled fun, Mr. Buggage and Miss Tottle returned to London. New leaves appeared on the trees outside their shop in the Charing Cross Road, but they took little notice as they resumed their daily practice of scouring the obituary columns and sending out letters. Cheques continued to arrive in every post.
Lady Leishman's paid up in full.
And Mr. Buggage was entirely confident that his bank balance would go on expanding forever. But then, one crisp April morning...
Excuse me. Are you Mr. Buggage?
Oi! You can't come back here. If you want to buy a book, Miss Tottle will see to you out in the shop.
Yes.
I don't want to buy a book. I take it you're the proprietor.
Maybe I am, and maybe I'm not.
Mother, he's in here.
They were joined by a small, grey-haired old lady.
How do you do, Mr. Buggage? I'm the wife of the late Eric Northcote. You knew him, I think.
Did I?
That's what it says in the letter you sent.
Oh, that Eric Northcote. I remember. He used to come in all the time, didn't he, Miss Tottle?
Yes, Mr. Buggage.
Oh, it's odd. He never mentioned you. But then again, I suppose that's hardly surprising. Did you really sell him a copy of The Fine Art of Flogging?
You know how it is. Boys will be boys. He couldn't wait to get his hands on it, could he, Miss Tottle?
No, Mr. Buggage. He was practically drooling.
And The Kiss of the Whip and Spank Me, M'Lady, did he purchase those too?
If that's what it says on the invoice, then that's what he did.
You're lying, Mr. Buggage. I know you are.
He went over to the door and beckoned. 2 men came in. Policemen.
Here, hang on a minute. What's all this?
I imagine these gentlemen will want to ask you a few questions, Mr. Buggage. You see, my husband couldn't possibly have done what you said. He was trapped in a fire a long time ago.
She paused for a moment, her face filled with pain.
And for the rest of his life, he was totally blind.
Although he'd worked in Bengal for nearly 10 years, Timber Woods still found the heat exhausting. As he parked his car outside the bungalow he shared with Harry Pope, one of his fellow planters, he decided that it wasn't too late for a bath.
A bath, a good slug of gin and a cigarette out on the veranda. Perfect.
Before he filled the tub, he looked in on his housemate.
Harry, you all right, old man? Only your light's still on.
Timber! Oh, thank God. Come in.
Harry was lying motionless on his bed, half covered with a sheet. He was perspiring heavily, and the pillow behind him was saturated.
Take off your shoes first, though.
What?
Your shoes. Take them off.
Timber did as he was told. Harry was clearly unwell, and it seemed best to humour him.
That's it. Now come over here. As quietly as you can. And for pity's sake, don't touch the bed.
What is it, old man? What's happened?
A crate.
Right.
Timber took an involuntary step backwards. He knew that of all the snakes native to India, the crite was the most deadly.
Where did it bite you and when?
Haven't been bitten. Not yet. It's lying on my stomach under the sheet. Asleep.
On your stomach? Are you sure?
Don't be a fool, of course I'm sure. I was in bed reading, felt something on my chest, sort of tickling. Looked down and saw it, small but unmistakable. I cried.
Oh, my God.
Knew I mustn't move. Hoped it would crawl over the top of the sheet, but there was a fold. Went under instead.
Harry's eyes moved down slowly to where the sheet covered his stomach. He was making sure that his whispers hadn't disturbed the thing that lay there.
I could feel it moving about on my belly. Then it stopped. And now it's lying there in the warmth, sleeping. I've been waiting for you ever since.
Waiting for how long?
I don't know. Hours, probably. Oh, I can't keep still much longer. I need to cough.
Listen, Harry.
Timber licked his lips. They were dry as dust.
Don't move unless you have to, and don't talk either. I'm going to gently pull back the sheet and take a look at it.
No, mustn't.
Why not?
It's dark under there. The light would frighten it.
All right, then. I'll whip back the sheet quickly and brush it off before I can strike.
No, it's too risky. One bite and I'm finished.
Oh, well, what shall I do?
A doctor. Fetch a doctor.
A doctor? Yes, of course. I'll call Ganderby.
Timber padded out into the hall, looked up the number and told the operator to put him through as quickly as possible.
Hello? How may I help?
Dr. Ganderby. Oh, thank God.
Ah, good evening, Mr. Woods. How are you?
I'm fine. It's Harry Pope. Can you come over straight away?
Why? What's happened?
Oh, nothing, not yet, but you better bring some serum with you.
Eh?
For crite venom.
Harry watched without expression as Timber came back into the room.
Good news, old man. Ganderby's on his way. He says you're to remain perfectly still until he gets here.
Perfectly still? Brilliant. What does he think I've been doing, dancing a tango?
Ignoring the sarcasm, Timber took out his handkerchief and began gently mopping the sweat from his colleague's face. He didn't much like the way the muscles around Harry's mouth had started making involuntary twitches.
India. I hate this bitch of a country, you know that, don't you?
He didn't much like the way Harry was sounding either.
She knows it too. Now she's out for revenge.
When he saw the headlights of Dr. Ganderby's old Morris flooding through the window, he felt the most enormous relief. At last he could hand on the problem to somebody else.
Good evening, Mr. Woods.
By the time Timber got outside, Dr. Ganderby was already on the veranda.
How goes it?
Nothing to report so far, but Harry's becoming very agitated. I don't think he'll stay still for much longer.
We must act quickly, then. Quickly, but carefully.
And before Timber could utter another word, he hurried past him and went inside.
Good evening, Mr. Pope. I understand you find yourself in something of a predicament.
Harry didn't react as Ganderby entered the room, but his eyes followed the little physician as he walked across the floor, moving as cautiously as a prowling cat.
It's important you remain calm. I'm here now, and all will be well.
Silently, he placed his bag on a nearby chair and took out a hypodermic syringe and a small bottle of fluid.
The first thing I must do is get some serum into you. I hope you don't mind injections.
Oh, for pity's sake, get on with it.
Slowly, methodically, Ganderby filled the syringe and offered it to Timber.
Hold on to this until I'm ready. I need to apply a tourniquet first.
He reached into his bag again and took out a length of rubber tubing. Wary at all times of touching the bed, he wound the tubing tightly round Harry's bicep and tied it in a knot.
You're doing splendidly, old man. It'll all soon be over.
Oh, shut up.
I'm just going to swab the area with alcohol. That's it. Mr. Woods, the syringe, if you please.
He took it and held it up to the light, squinting at the calibrations and making tiny adjustments. Then, when he was satisfied, he laid it gently against the bulging blue vein of Harry's forearm.
I'm going to inject you now. You'll feel a slight pricking sensation, but try not to flinch. Don't tighten your stomach muscles either. Let them go limp.
The room was stifling, and Timber felt sweat stinging his eyes as he watched in silence, scarcely daring to breathe. Harry was perspiring heavily too, and he winced a little as the needle went in.
There we are. All done.
Ganderby slowly withdrew the needle and untied the tourniquet.
Now, it doesn't matter if you're bitten. Don't move, though. Please, don't move. I shall be back in a moment.
He picked up his bag and walked softly to the door. As he passed Timber, he nodded at him to follow.
Well, is he safe?
Unfortunately, no.
What about the serum? Isn't it any good?
It might save him, it might not. It's unreliable. But please understand, the kite is possibly the most poisonous snake in the world. Its venom is 12 times more powerful than that of the cobra.
12 times? Really?
It attacks the nervous system and paralyzes the muscles until the victim is unable to breathe and suffocates. That is not what makes the kite so deadly, though. It's the bite.
The bite?
Yes. It's almost entirely painless, you see. Many people die in their sleep without even realizing they've been bitten.
Oh, poor Harry. What are we going to do?
I'm thinking.
He stood for a moment, gnawing his lip.
Perhaps
Yes?
we could try to anesthetize the creature where it lies.
That's a wonderful idea.
I'm not so sure. Snakes are cold-blooded. Anesthetics don't work quickly or well on such animals.
It's got to be worth a shot, surely. What will you use?
Ether, perhaps, or chloroform. Yes. Drive to my house as fast as you can. I will call ahead and tell my wife to unlock the poisons cupboard.
Right. I'll, just fetch my shoes.
There isn't time. Go as you are. I'll stay here.
He glanced nervously at the door to Harry's bedroom.
In case something happens.
In less than 15 minutes, Timber was back. He held in his hands a large, clear bottle with a big orange label.
It's all right, old man. Soon be fixed up now.
Harry glared at him from the bed. His eyes had become very bloodshot, and his skin was waxy and pale.
As I have explained, Mr. Pope, I'm going to soak your mattress with chloroform. It will feel very cold, but you mustn't move or react in any way. Do you understand?
Of course I understand. Not a bloody idiot. Just do it.
Dr. Ganderby squatted beside the bed. Slowly, oh so slowly, he lifted an edge of the sheet. With his other hand, he picked up the thin rubber tube he'd used as a tourniquet and began threading it through the opening. He was so delicate and subtle that the tube didn't appear to move, but gradually the visible part of it grew shorter.
That's it. That's as far as I dare go. Perhaps you'd be good enough to open the chloroform, Mr. Woods.
Timber gently eased the ground glass stopper from the bottle. The pungent smell of the chloroform immediately brought back unpleasant childhood memories.
Oh, hospitals and waiting rooms and trips to the dentist.
Try not to breathe too deeply, Mr. Woods.
Timber looked up. Dr. Ganderby was attaching a small paper funnel to the end of the tube.
It is, after all, the snake that we wish to anesthetize. Are you ready?
I think so.
Good. I will hold the funnel in place. You do the pouring.
Timber walked gingerly over to where Dr. Ganderby was crouching and, trying not to tremble, tilted the bottle. The chloroform trickled down into the funnel and along through the tubing, giving off thick clouds of vapour.
More, please. More.
Only when the bottle was all but empty did Ganderby indicate that Timber should stop.
Excellent. The kite's probably done for already. But we'll give it 15 minutes, just to make sure.
Well, if it's already done for, why don't you look?
Please, Mr. Pope. 15 minutes.
For the next quarter of an hour, Dr. Ganderby stood by the bed, keeping Harry transfixed with his eyes.
Now, listen here.
He seemed to be saying.
You are not going to spoil this, do you hear me? You're going to stay just where you are. Perfectly still.
The stench of the chloroform made Timber feel sick, but he neither spoke nor moved until, at length, Ganderby nodded his head. It was time to proceed.
Go round to the other side of the bed. We'll take one edge of the sheet each and draw it back together. But slowly, please, and quietly.
Inch by inch they dragged it back, each man holding his breath. The whole of Harry's chest became visible first, but when they exposed his stomach, Timber gasped.
It isn't there.
What?
The Crichton isn't there.
What are you talking about? It must be.
Please, Mr. Pope, be careful. It could be anywhere.
Anywhere?
Before they could prevent him, Harry leapt up, stood on the mattress, and began violently kicking at the pillows and sheet. Ganderby assumed he was bitten and was reaching for his scalpel when Harry suddenly stopped his caperings.
You're right. It's gone. The damn thing's not there.
You are, of course, perfectly certain that you saw it in the first place?
What?
You don't think perhaps that you might have dreamt it?
Dreamt it? Are you calling me a liar?
The colour was returning rapidly to Harry's face.
Why, you insulting little sewer rat!
All right, Harry, that's enough.
Who the hell do you think I am? Some boneheaded native?
Stop it, Harry. For God's sake, shut up.
You fraud! You phony! You worthless Bengal quack!
On and on he went, saying the worst, most terrible things. Timber turned to apologise, but quietly and with dignity. Dr. Ganderby had already left.
Wait! Please! Just a moment.
By the time Timber caught up with him, he was unlocking his car.
I'm sorry. You did the most wonderful job. You really did.
Thank you, Mr. Woods.
You mustn't take any notice of Harry. He was just frightened, that's all. He didn't mean the things he said.
Oh, I rather think he did. As even a worthless Bengal quack could tell you, Mr. Woods.
He turned for a moment and gave a sad little smile.
There are more poisonous things to be found in the world than snakes.
Arthur Beecham was leafing through the Butterfly Collector when his wife put down her embroidery.
What time are the Snapes coming?
I'm sorry, dear?
The Snapes, Henry and Sally. When are they coming?
Well, I'm not sure. Around 6-ish, I think.
No doubt they'll spend the entire weekend kissing and cuddling and making sheep's eyes at one another. It's positively indecent the way they both carry on.
Well, they're just young, dear. Young and in love.
That's no excuse. You wouldn't dream of cuddling me in public, would you, Arthur?
No, dear. No, of course not.
He shuddered slightly at the thought of it.
But if you disapprove of them so much, why on earth did you invite them down in the first place?
You know why? For bridge. They both play an absolutely first-class game, and for a very decent stake.
She fixed him with a stare that could freeze molten lead.
I'm sick and tired of having to play with rabbits all the time.
Arthur tried retreating back behind his magazine, but he could feel his wife's eyes boring through the pages, so he got up and went to the window.
Well, it's a lovely day, isn't it, Pamela?
As he looked out, he wished for a moment that he was one of the butterflies he so much admired.
Flitting delicately from flower to flower, happy and peaceful, and free from care.
Arthur?
Yes, dear?
Come over here.
Ah, well, back to reality.
I've just had the most marvellous idea. Do you want to have a little fun tonight?
A little fun?
Yes, with the Snapes. I've been sitting here thinking about how awful they are. If they can't keep their hands off each other in company, what on earth must they get up to when they're on their own?
Well, I'm sure I couldn't say.
Well, there's an easy way to find out. We are going to hide a microphone in their room.
A microphone? No, Pamela. No, you can't mean it.
Why not?
Because it's nasty. That's why not.
Of course it's nasty. So am I. And so are you in your own quiet way.
Well, I think that's a little strong, dear.
Is it? You read Mary Probert's diary from cover to cover when you found it in her handbag last Christmas.
You made me.
Oh, that's right. Blame someone else. It's a good thing you are no saint. I couldn't possibly stay married to a man who was nicer than I am. And then where would you be?
High and dry, that's where. Pamela had brought all the money to their marriage, and she still controlled the lot.
You're always tinkering around in the workshop with electrical things. Surely you know how to connect a microphone to a speaker.
Well, of course, it's easy. But I haven't said I'm doing it yet.
Don't be so flabby. It's about time we had a little fun, and the Snapes will never be any the wiser.
I'll have to think it over.
There isn't time. They're due here at 6. You said so yourself. Go on, Arthur.
And she waved him away like a monarch dismissing a flunky.
Get to work.
The secret of surviving marriage to Pamela, Arthur had discovered, was seeing as little of her as possible. Whilst butterfly collecting kept him out of harm's way most of the time, he liked every now and then to try his hand at something else. And his most recent something else had been ham radio.
Now, where on earth did I store that cabling?
After rummaging around in the workshop cupboard for a while, he took out a microphone, a speaker, and 50 yards of wire. As he placed them into a cardboard box, he felt, to his surprise, a little stab of excitement. It was nothing major, of course.
Just the sort of tingling sensation I get when I check the value of Pamela's shares.
But he had to concede it was there nonetheless.
Well, have you finished yet?
Arthur was on his knees in the spare bedroom, rolling back the carpet when Pamela came to inspect his work.
Almost, yeah. I'm just trying to hide the wire.
Where have you put the microphone?
Well, inside the sofa opposite the bed. We don't want the Snapes stumbling on it by accident, do we?
And the speaker?
Arthur glanced up at her. She was more than a foot taller than he was, and from his position down by the wainscot, he found her more than usually intimidating.
Well, in our room, of course. Why don't you go and try it?
Pamela found the speaker standing on her dressing table, looking for all the world like a harmless radio set. She made herself comfortable in front of it, and, as per Arthur's instructions, switched it on.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Are you receiving me?
Yes, Arthur, loud and clear.
She suddenly realised that, although she could hear him, he couldn't hear her. It occurred to her briefly that she ought to go and congratulate him on a job well done, but she wasn't much given to praise, so she decided against it.
Pamela!
Arthur's voice crackled through the speaker again, this time with a slight edge of panic.
I think I can hear the Snape's car coming up the drive. I haven't finished secreting the wires yet. You'd better go and distract them.
When he'd finished, Arthur tidied himself up and went downstairs to the living room. He found Pamela mixing cocktails.
So the invisible man appears at last. Aren't you going to apologise to our guests, Arthur?
Oh, yes, dear, of course.
He turned to the sofa where the Snapes were sitting.
I'm very sorry I wasn't here to greet you when you arrived.
Oh, don't be silly, Mr. Beecham.
Sally Snape treated him to a winning little smile.
Your wife told us what you've been doing.
Arthur felt the blood drain from his face. Surely Pamela hadn't betrayed him for her own cruel amusement.
And we want you to know we don't mind in the least, do we, Henry?
No, darling, of course not. In fact, if anything, we both think it sounds rather stimulating.
What sounds rather stimulating?
Collecting butterflies, of course. I told the Snapes you were busy sticking pins into red admirals, or whatever it is you do.
Oh, I see. Oh, I thank you, dear.
Once the drinks had been distributed, they began talking. Henry had his arm around his wife's shoulder, and every now and then he squeezed her and gave her a little kiss.
Oh, Henry.
Pamela would normally have pursed her lips and scowled at such unseemly behaviour, but instead she just smiled indulgently and gave her husband a knowing wink.
It's quite an unusual name.
Snape, yes. Do you know, when I was at school, they all used to call me Skirvix. Can you guess why, Mr. Beecham?
I'm sorry?
Arthur suddenly noticed that Henry had been addressing him.
The boys at school, they all called me Skirvix. Can you guess why?
Well, I'm sure I couldn't say.
Because curvix is the Latin for nape. S, curvix. S, nape.
Snape!
Ah, yes, of course, I see it now.
He didn't.
Which school were you at, Henry?
Eton.
Eton? Really? I hadn't realised you were an old Etonian.
There's no reason why you should, Mrs. Beecham.
Oh, please, call me Pamela.
Now that Henry had risen in her estimation, Pamela was willing to talk to him. So Arthur turned his attention to Sally.
I'm very much looking forward to our game of bridge later tonight.
Thank you, so am I.
You're both awfully good, you know. What's your secret?
Practice. Practice, practice, practice. We play almost every night, don't we, Henry?
Yes, darling, and not just at bridge.
Another hug and a kiss from Henry. Another smile and a wink from Pamela.
Have you ever played in any championships?
Not yet. Henry wants us to, though. But it's such terribly hard work to reach that standard.
A sudden weariness seemed to come over her.
Such terribly, terribly hard work.
After dinner, they returned to the living room and began their game.
4 no trumps.
No bid.
5 diamonds.
No bid.
6 hearts.
No bid.
Perhaps because they had other things on their minds, Pamela and Arthur were both below form, and the Snapes got the better of them time and again.
1 small slab. Bid and made. Game and rubber.
Well done, Henry. You're unstoppable tonight.
You've just been lucky, that's all.
Oh, nonsense. You both played like experts.
Oh, that's kind of you, Arthur, but we made one mistake.
You mean when Sally overestimated your hand and bid 6 spades?
Yes, and cost us 800 points into the bargain.
I'm sorry, Henry. I should have been paying more attention.
You're right, you should. But never mind.
He leant across the table and kissed her hand.
I forgive you.
Please, no more post-mortems. I can't abide post-mortems.
Pamela was adding up the points.
Well, by my reckoning, we owe you £300. We'll settle up in the morning, if that's acceptable.
More than. 1 more rubber before we retire?
Not tonight, thank you, Henry. I'm tired out. And so is Arthur. Aren't you, Arthur?
Well, as a matter of fact,
Aren't you,
dear.
Arthur?
Yes, dear. Completely done in.
Pamela showed the Snapes to their room, then, like a well-coiffured greyhound, raced back to her own.
Well, have they said anything yet?
No, dear.
I hope that thing is working.
Oh, shush, dear, listen.
Well, that was a bloody awful evening.
Henry's voice crackled through the speaker. It sounded harsher than it had downstairs, and devoid of affection.
What the hell do you think you were playing at?
I'm sorry, Henry. I made a mistake.
Yes, and lost us 80 quid's worth of points. We came here for one reason and one reason only. To make some money from that stuck-up old cow.
Stuck-up old cow?
I think he means you, dear.
We've got a game every night next week, and if we want to eat, we can't afford any more blunders. So, do you know what we're going to do?
What?
Have another practice.
Oh, no, Henry, please not now. I'm exhausted.
Arthur? What on earth's going on?
Come and sit down.
Arthur put a finger to his lips and nodded at the speaker.
I'll call them out. You reply.
Henry, please, not all 500. It'll take us forever.
Stop whining. We won't bother with the finger positions. You seem to know them. Are you ready?
Yes.
From the top, then. 1 club.
He put a curious emphasis on the first word, drawing it out slightly.
Ace, Queen of Clubs, King, Jack of Spades, no hearts, an ace, Jack of Diamonds.
Good. How many cards to each suit? Look at my finger positions.
You said we wouldn't bother with those.
Well, as long as you're sure.
I am, honestly.
Okay, then. A club.
King, Jack of Clubs, Ace of Spades, Queen, Jack of Hearts, and Ace, Queen of Diamonds.
It's a bidding code.
No hearts,
Some sort of
Jack of Diamonds,
bidding code.
Jack of Spades,
A bidding
and
code?
Ace,
Yes.
no diamonds,
From the
Queen,
card he
Queen of
bids
Diamonds,
and the way
Jack
he
of
does it,
Spades,
she
King,
can work out every other card in his hand.
No,
Jack of Clubs,
it's
Ace of
impossible.
Spades, King,
He's an old Etonian.
Well, not impossible, dear, just very hard to learn. Listen.
I'll go 1 heart.
King, Queen, 10 of Hearts, Ace, Jack of Spades, no diamonds, Queen, Jack of
Sure,
Clubs,
that's what
Queen
they
of
do.
Clubs,
Well, there's no
Jack
doubt
of
about
Hearts,
it, I'm
King,
afraid.
Jack
And
of
the way
Clubs,
he holds
Ace,
his
10 of
fingers
Hearts,
shows
King,
her
no
how many
hearts,
cards he
Jack of
has in
Diamonds,
each
Jack of
suit.
Spades,
Arthur shook
and
his
Ace,
head
no
sadly.
diamonds,
It's
Queen,
disgraceful.
Queen of Diamonds,
Quite,
Jack of Spades,
quite disgraceful.
You're right. It is.
Ace,
Disgraceful.
Jack of Clubs,
Dishonest.
Spades,
And
King,
absolutely brilliant.
Queen,
I beg your pardon?
Jack of Clubs,
Don't you see, Arthur?
10 of
With a
Hearts,
system like that, the sky's the limit.
Jack of Diamonds,
Quickly, fetch me a pen and paper. I've just had the most marvellous idea.
Astonishing. Incredible. You both played like demons. Over the next few months, Pamela and Arthur grew used to hearing such compliments whenever they sat down to bridge. If their opponents ever wondered how their game had improved so remarkably, they never inquired. Nor did they notice how carefully Pamela listened when Arthur started bidding, nor how closely she studied his fingers and the way he held his cards. Robert Sandy had operated on many different kinds of undergraduate during his years at Oxford's General Hospital. The eldest son of the King of Agrabah, however, was the first whose blood could be described, at least metaphorically, as blue.
Well, you've made a remarkable recovery, Your Highness. Quite remarkable. I don't think I shall need to see you again after today.
Thank you, Mr. Sandy. That's excellent news. I do wish you'd change your mind, though, and permit me to pay you a fee.
I'm sorry, Your Highness, but you know my rule. I've never taken a fee from one of my patients, and I hope I never shall.
Not even, he might have added, one whose father was richer than Midas.
I work entirely for the National Health Service, and they pay me a very fair salary.
But damn it all, Mr. Sandy, I owe you my life.
Nonsense. I just patched you up a bit after a car crash, that's all. Any competent surgeon would have done the same.
You will never convince my father, the king, of that. In his eyes, you are a hero. He asked me to say that if you won't take a fee, you must at least accept a small gift.
That's awfully kind, but there's really no need.
You mustn't say no, Mr. Sandy.
The prince's eyes widened a little in horror.
My father would view it as a very grave insult. No one refuses a gift from the king.
Do they not? Oh, dear, you're making things awkward for me, aren't you?
Not in the least. Just think of it as a birthday present. That's it. An early birthday present.
An early birthday present.
Robert knew when he was beaten.
Oh, very well, then. I don't suppose there's any harm in taking one of those.
Excellent.
As long as it is only a small one, though.
You need have no worries on that account, Mr. Sandy.
The prince smiled mischievously and reached into his jacket pocket.
It's really not very large at all.
Hello, darling. You're back early.
Am I? Yes, I rather suppose I am.
Robert found his wife in the kitchen when he got home, packing glass jars into a basket.
We're spending the weekend at the Renshaws. You hadn't forgotten, had you? I thought I'd take Margaret some of my homemade jam.
Homemade jam? Good idea. Everybody likes jam.
Are you all right, Robert? You seem a little distracted.
Pour me a drink, would you, Betty?
He went and sat down at the kitchen table.
A nice big one with plenty of ice. You better pour one for yourself as well.
It's a bit early for that, isn't it?
Oh, you're going to need it when you've heard what's happened. I've got some rather good news.
Betty quickly mixed them both a whiskey and soda. As she crossed to the refrigerator to get the ice tray, she glanced over at her husband. Although he was trying to stay calm, he was clearly very excited. It was all slightly odd.
You remember that young student I told you about, the prince who crashed his car?
Yes.
He came in for a check-up this morning. He said that his father wanted to give me a gift for looking after him.
Quite right, too. Your drink, darling.
Oh, thank you.
So what did he get you? A nice case of wine?
No, that's what I was expecting. But no, he was altogether more generous.
He took a small leather pouch out of his jacket and with his long, delicate surgeon's fingers pulled back the drawstring and placed the contents on the kitchen table.
Robert, no. It can't be.
But it was. The king had given Robert a diamond, a small but perfect, utterly ravishing, pure white diamond.
I popped into Harry Gold's on my way home. You know, the jewellers on the high. I thought poor old Harry was going to have a heart attack when he first saw it. He said he'd never seen one quite so flawless.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
No, hold it up to the light. That's it. Can you see the faintest trace of blue? All the best white diamonds have it. They're known as D-types in the trade.
Robert was enjoying showing off his newly acquired knowledge.
Ours is called a pear shape. Round at the top but tapering to a needle-sharp point at the bottom.
It must be worth a fortune.
Have a guess. Go on, I dare you.
I don't know. At least 10,000.
And the rest?
You mean more?
Considerably more. Harry said that if it went to auction, it should fetch at least £1 million.
£1 million? You're joking.
And that's a conservative estimate.
£1 million? Just think what we could do with all that money. Are we allowed to sell it, though? Or would the king be dreadfully offended?
We can do whatever we want with it. The prince said so this morning. It's ours now.
Oh, imagine it, Robert. We could get Diana out of that horrid little flat.
Yes, and into a brand new house. Oh. And we could pay for John to finish his medical studies.
Almost uniquely for a surgeon, Robert had never much cared about money. Now that he had some, though, he found he rather enjoyed planning how to spend it.
And what about that holiday we always promised ourselves?
For more than an hour, they planned their itinerary.
The Terracotta Army.
Then Betty suddenly glanced at the clock.
Look at the time. I told the Renshaws we'd be there by 7.
Oh, we'd better get a move on, then. I'll go and get changed.
But what about the diamond? What are you going to do with it?
Well, I don't know. Take it with me, I suppose.
Take it with you? Don't be silly, darling. You wouldn't relax for a moment. You must go straight to the bank and lock it in a safe deposit box.
But it's Friday evening. The banks won't be open again until Monday morning.
Damn, I'd forgotten that. We'll just have to hide it then, here in the house.
But where in the house? Where could they hide £1 million diamond?
In the teapot, perhaps?
Too obvious. The first place a burglar would think to look.
Or under the mattress?
Even worse.
But yeah, why don't we bury it in the potted azalea?
That was better, but no, the pot could get knocked over, exposing its precious contents. In the end, it was Betty who came up with the perfect solution.
I know what we'll do. We'll hide it in the ice tray.
The ice tray?
Why not? We'll put it in one of the empty compartments, cover it with water, pop it back in the fridge, and in an hour or so it'll be frozen inside an ice cube and impossible to see.
Oh, that is a wonderful idea. You are a genius, darling. A sheer, unadulterated genius.
And he leapt up from his chair and gave her a kiss.
Come on, let's do it at once.
Before they left home, they returned to the kitchen and took the ice tray out of the refrigerator.
Look at that. Frozen already.
Robert marvelled again at his wife's ingenuity. Encased inside the cloudiness of an ice cube, the diamond was, to all intents and purposes, completely invisible.
Do you think we ought to tell the Renshaws about our good fortune?
Best not. It's such a fantastic story, and you know how loose-lipped Margaret can be. We wouldn't want it getting into the papers, would we?
No.
Robert nodded his agreement, and with a last lingering look, returned the ice tray to the refrigerator.
I don't suppose we would.
Robert and Betty enjoyed a perfectly pleasant weekend at the Renshaws. They had forgotten, though, that their hosts were vegetarians, and by the time they got back, they were longing for meat.
You take up the luggage.
Right.
I'll go and make us both a nice bacon sandwich.
Lovely.
Betty went through to the kitchen, turned on the light, and almost at once she started to scream.
Oh, my God, no!
By the time Robert reached her, his wife was in tears.
Oh, look, Robert. Look what they've done.
The kitchen had been wrecked, totally wrecked. There were broken jars and bottles everywhere. Food had been smeared all over the walls and trampled into a disgusting mush on the floor. And in the centre of the kitchen table stood every bottle of alcohol in the house, all of them empty and some of them smashed.
You wait here. I'll check the other rooms.
When he came back, his expression was grim.
Same story, I'm afraid. They've torn apart the entire place.
Oh, no.
The refrigerator door was hanging half open. Its contents had been pulled out and ground underfoot with the rest of the goo. Even the plastic shells had been added to the thick layer of slush, and the ice tray had been snapped in half and thrown aside.
Oh, Robert, do you think they found our diamond?
Huh? What, hidden inside an ice cube? I shouldn't have thought so. I expect we'll discover it under all that muck on the floor.
Well, I'm not going down on my hands and knees to look for it. I feel sick. Physically sick.
I know, darling, so do I. Now, we'd better call the police.
Yobbos. Hooligans. Street trash. That's who vandalised your house.
The police sent round a short, stocky detective inspector with a thick black moustache.
See, they look for somewhere empty, and when they find it, they smash their way in. Tell me, was there much booze on the premises?
Oh, the usual. Whiskey, vodka, a few cans of beer.
Ah, they'll have polished a lot off, then gone on the rampage. Drink and destruction. That's all thugs like them care about.
They weren't thieves, then? You don't think they've stolen our diamond?
No. No, I'd wager a month's salary that it's still here somewhere, under all the mess. Don't worry, Mrs. Sandy.
He smiled tightly and snapped shut his notebook.
You'll get it back.
Robert returned to work the following day. There was nothing more he could do at home, and he needed some distraction. He removed a non-malignant growth from an old man's prostate, then went through to the surgeon's restroom to telephone his wife.
Any more news on the diamond?
Well, the police came back again and conducted another search, but they still couldn't find it.
Oh, dear. It looks like those vandals took it after all. They must have spotted it when the ice cube thawed.
Just then, a jolly young registrar named Haddock poked his head round the door.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Sandy, but they've just brought down the small intestine.
No, don't worry, I'm on my way.
Haddock smiled and nodded and went to scrub up.
Listen, darling, I'm due back in theatre, but before I go, I want you to promise me one thing. You won't let all this get you down.
I'll do my best, Robert. But it won't be easy.
Of course it won't. But there's no point in crying over spilt milk, is there? We've just had some very bad luck.
Yes, I know. £1 million worth.
Robert's next patient was a 17-year-old with a piece of bone lodged somewhere in his small intestine. With Haddock's help, Robert opened him up, gently lifted out a section of his gut, and began feeling along it with his fingers.
I expect it's just a fragment of chicken bone, very routine stuff.
As they worked, they discussed some of the incredible things they'd found inside patients' bodies. Haddock trotted out a well-rehearsed story about a light bulb and a classics don, but Robert was easily able to top it.
I once saw a dozen tiny live fish in a travel writer's bladder.
Oh, come on. You're pulling my leg.
No, ask Brian Goff if you don't believe me. He saw them too.
By now, Robert had more than 3 feet of intestines spread out on a sterile plastic sheet.
The poor devil had gone for a dip in the Amazon, and one of these microscopic fish they have out there must have swum up inside him and laid its eggs. Got it.
Got it? Got what?
The source of this boy's trouble. Here, feel for yourself.
Haddock took the pale grey piece of intestine between his fingers and gently pressed.
If you look carefully, you can see where the piece of bone has punctured the mucosa. It's already inflamed.
Yes.
Robert made a small incision and, using a pair of forceps, probed down until he found the offending object. He brought it out and dropped it into a small stainless steel bowl. It was covered in brown gunge.
Chicken bone. Must be.
He took it over to the sink in the corner, and whilst Haddock sewed up their patient, washed it carefully under the tap.
Well, I'll be damned. It wasn't a chicken bone after all.
And he held it up between his finger and thumb.
But I think someone had better call the police.
A young man's stomach?
Betty's eyes were wide with astonishment.
You found our diamond in a young man's stomach?
Yes. And in this case, finders keepers.
Robert rolled the diamond backwards and forwards in the palm of his hand. Despite where it had been, he still found it lovely.
He must have swallowed it the other day when he ransacked our house.
But, Robert, I don't understand. How could anyone swallow a diamond and not even notice?
Well, that, my darling, is for the police to find out. But the next time he breaks into somebody's property and drinks all their booze, I think I can promise one thing.
And he glanced briefly at the refrigerator and smiled.
He won't want to add any ice.
George Cleaver owned a sausage factory. In fact, he owned several. They supplied him with a steady source of income, and he seemed to derive great satisfaction from managing them. It came as something of a shock to his wife, therefore, when he arrived home one afternoon and made an announcement.
I'm selling up.
Selling up?
Yes, my love.
But you can't. You're the sausage king of the north.
Thank you, my love. But sausage making doesn't thrill me the way it once did, and a rival firm has made me a very tempting offer.
Really?
Mrs. Cleaver looked at her husband steadily.
How tempting.
Mr. Cleaver poured her a stiff drink and told her.
Tell me that again. I thought you said...
I did, my love.
But just to be sure, he told her again anyway.
But, George, That's a fortune.
I know. With that sort of money, we'll be set up for life.
But what on earth will we do with ourselves once we've got it all?
What we've always dreamed of, my love.
Mr. Cleaver grinned at her.
Enter society.
The Cleavers decided that society was best entered from London, so they sold their existing property and bought an elegant townhouse in Chelsea. They also acquired a French chef called Monsieur Estragon and a butler called Tibbs. And then, to announce their arrival, they held a dinner party.
Lord and Lady Dungeness.
How do, your lordship? Welcome to my humble abode.
Thank you, Cleaver.
How do you fancy a cocktail?
Mr. Cleaver had worried at first that some of his more notable neighbours would refuse his invitation. But Tibbs assured him that even the most distinguished people could rarely resist the prospect of a free meal.
The Honourable Orlando Spratt and his...
Say niece.
And his niece.
By the time Tibbs announced the last of his guests,
The Right Reverend Dr. Fitzherbert and Mrs. Fitzherbert.
Mr. Cleaver was glowing with satisfaction. This was, without doubt, going to be the best night of his life.
That was, without doubt, the worst night of my life.
I'm very sorry to hear it, sir.
The next morning, Mr. Cleaver summoned the butler to his study.
I simply can't understand it. The food was terrific, and so was the service.
Thank you, sir.
But the whole thing was embarrassing. There was no spark, no life, no... well...
Animation?
Precisely. Why did no one loosen up and let themselves go?
I'm sure I couldn't say, sir. Although...
Yes?
Forgive me, sir. It's not my place to comment.
Not your place? What the heck do you think I'm paying you for? Come on, Tibbs. Spit it out.
I hope you'll excuse my impertinence, sir, but I think I may be able to identify the source of the problem.
Go on.
Tibbs paused for a moment, then spoke the words that would come to haunt Mr. Cleaver for the rest of his life.
It was the wine, sir.
The wine?
Yes, sir. As you say, Monsieur Estragon provided superb food, but superb food should be accompanied by superb wine, and you served your guests a cheap and rather odious Spanish red.
And you think that's why they didn't relax?
I'm certain of it, sir.
Well, why didn't you say so before, you great Jessie? I'm not short of a bob or two, after all. The next time I hold a dinner party, I'll serve them the best wine in the world, if that's what they want.
Mr. Cleaver suddenly hesitated.
What is the best wine in the world, by the way?
Claret, sir. From the greatest chateau in Bordeaux. Lafitte, Latour, Aubryon, Margaux, Mouton Rothschild, and Cheval Blanc.
Oh.
And from only the greatest vintage years, which are, in my opinion, 1914, 1929, and 1945. Cheval Blanc was also magnificent in 1895 and 1921, and Aubryon in 1906.
By the lot.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me, Tibbs. Fill the cellar with them from top to bottom.
I can try, sir, but I should warn you, wines such as those are very rare and tend to be expensive.
I don't give a hoot how much they cost. Stop making excuses and get them.
This proved easier said than done. Tibbs telephoned every wine merchant he knew, but their response was always the same. Did they have any 1895s?
No.
Or 1914s?
No.
Well, how about some 21s?
No.
In the end, he managed to locate some 29s and some 45s. But their price was so astronomical that even he raised his eyebrows a fraction of an inch. Did he dare make so ruinous a purchase? Mr. Cleaver's instructions had been clear enough.
I'll take a dozen cases, please, or as many as you have.
Flippin' heck, Tibbs. You weren't joking, were you?
As soon as he received the invoice from the wine merchant, Mr. Cleaver called in Tibbs to see him.
I know you said they'd be costly, but I hadn't expected this.
Regrettably, sir, quality invariably comes at a high price.
A high price is one thing, but this is extortion. I've half a mind to send them all back.
That, sir, is of course your prerogative. But it seems a pity. An appreciation of wine is, after all, generally thought of as a considerable social asset.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cleaver suddenly sat up very straight in his chair.
All the best gentlemen know about wine.
The prospect of self-improvement banished all thoughts of money from Mr. Cleaver's mind. Instead, he set out to learn all he could about wine, and Tibbs was appointed his teacher.
The first thing you do is sniff the wine long and hard. That's it, sir. Put your nose right inside the glass. Now, if you would, describe to me the aroma.
Well, I don't know. It just smells like wine.
Concentrate on the bouquet, Mr. Cleaver.
Mm-hmm.
Are you quite sure that you can't perhaps detect a subtle hint of cherry blossom dappled by sunlight?
You know, Tibbs, now that you come to mention it, I do believe I can.
Excellent, sir. You clearly possess the nose of a born connoisseur.
Oh, thank you, Tibbs.
Try taking a mouthful.
Oh.
That's right. Open your lips slightly and suck in some air. Let it bubble through the wine. Roll it vigorously around your tongue, teasing your palate. And then... Mr. Cleaver!
Now, what is it, Tibbs? What's the matter?
The wine, sir. You spat it into the waste paper basket.
Well, you're supposed to spit it out, aren't you? I've seen it in the movies.
At a tasting, yes, sir. But at a dinner party, never.
Tibbs reached for the decanter.
Shall we try again?
And poured another glass.
Did you know, my love, that although Chambertin is the best sort of Burgundy to have with game, Partridge demands a Pinot Noir?
I didn't know, George, and now that I do, I don't much care. I just want to go to sleep.
To the annoyance of his wife, Mr. Cleaver had taken to going to bed each night with a different book on wine.
When are you planning to turn off the light?
Any minute now, my love, but first, let me memorise the difference between a premier cru and a grand cru. Tibbs says that a man of taste and discrimination needs to know about such things.
Tibbs, you set altogether too much store by that man.
You've never much liked him, have you, my love?
Now you come to mention it, no. I find him rather snooty.
Well, of course he's snooty. Butlers are meant to be snooty. It goes with the territory. But it's entirely thanks to him that I've become such an expert.
Ugh.
Mrs. Cleaver grunted and turned over in bed. She knew exactly what her husband had become, and it wasn't an expert. It was a crashing bore.
Ladies and gentlemen...
At the start of his next dinner party, Mr. Cleaver felt sufficiently emboldened to deliver a little lecture.
The wine we're having tonight is a Margaux 29. In my opinion, and that of other men of equal sophistication, it is the greatest vintage of the century. The bouquet is especially distinctive, carrying with it a delicate suggestion of cowslips. And notice also how the tiny trace of tannin gives the aftertaste a gloriously astringent quality.
He waited for his guests to offer an opinion, but none of them seemed inclined to comment.
Lord Dungeness?
In desperation, he tried attracting the attention of the snow-haired aristocrat sitting on his left.
I say, Lord Dungeness?
Yes, Cleaver?
What do you think of the wine?
The wine?
Lord Dungeness picked up his glass and took a little sip.
Very nice.
And without further ado, he put it back down again and carried on with the conversation he was having with the Honourable Orlando Spratt.
Very nice. Very nice. That's all he said about it all evening. Doesn't he know how much it cost?
Following the failure of his latest dinner party, Mr. Cleaver once again summoned Tibbs for an inquest.
What's wrong with him and the rest of those twerps? Don't they appreciate good wine?
I'm sure they would appreciate it, sir, if they could taste it. But unfortunately, they cannot.
What the heck are you on about, Tibbs? What do you mean they can't taste it?
I believe, sir, that you instructed Monsieur Estragon to add liberal quantities of vinegar to the salad dressing.
So what if I did? I like vinegar.
Vinegar, sir, is the enemy of wine. It destroys the palate. The dressing should be made of pure olive oil and lemon juice. Nothing more.
Mr. Cleaver gaped at Tibbs with a mixture of anger and incredulity. Now that he was a man of culture and refinement, he no longer felt the need to defer to his butler's opinions.
Hogwash.
Very good, sir.
I'll say it again, Tibbs, you're talking hogwash. I've been having vinegar all my life and it hasn't damaged my palate one bit.
Has it not, sir?
Tibbs bowed and started backing out of the room.
Then you are indeed, most fortunate.
Mr. Cleaver was so sure of himself that the next time he held a dinner party, he started mocking the butler in front of his guests.
Mr. Tibbs has been trying to tell me I can't taste my wine properly because I put vinegar in the salad dressing.
Has he indeed? Infernal cheek.
Oh, don't worry, Lord Dungeness. I put him in his place. I told him he was talking hogwash. Didn't I, Tibbs?
Yes, Mr. Cleaver.
The wine we've been drinking tonight tastes to me exactly like a Lafite 45, and that's because it is a Lafite 45.
Forgive me, sir.
Tibbs stood very still and erect by the sideboard, his face pale.
The wine you've been drinking is not a Lafite 45.
Oh, what the heck are you on about? Of course it is. Look, there are the empty bottles to prove it.
Mr. Cleaver's clarets, being old and full of sediment, were always poured into cut-glass decanters by Tibbs before dinner. The empty bottles were then placed on the sideboard, as is the custom. There were currently 2 of them standing alongside each other for anyone to see.
The wine you are drinking, sir, is a cheap and rather odious Spanish red.
What? You're lying, Tibbs.
No, sir, I'm not lying.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, I've never served you anything but cheap Spanish red since I got here.
You mean? It was cheap.
It seemed to suit you very well.
Ignore him. The man's gone mad.
Yes. Great wines should be treated with reverence. It's bad enough to destroy the palate with 2 or 3 cocktails before dinner, as you and your guests invariably do. But if you then slosh vinegar over your food into the bargain, you may as well be drinking dishwater.
10 outraged faces stared at him from around the dinner table. They were speechless.
This is the last of the 45s.
He reached out and touched one of the empty bottles lovingly with his fingers.
The 29s have already been finished, but they were glorious wines.
He smiled slightly.
Monsieur Estragon and I enjoyed them immensely.
And before another word could be spoken, Tibbs walked slowly from the room, crossed the hall, and went outside to join Monsieur Estragon, who was already loading their suitcases into the boot of the car they owned together.
This world is endless, so wide, so broad, but somehow I'm still lost in you. Streets are full of moving shadows, countless places I could go. City shining, people passing, yet I still feel so alone. Every road keeps leading nowhere, every sky feels cold and blue. In this world so vast and open, I'm still lost in missing you. The world is wide, so wide before me, but I keep losing my way. Somewhere in the endless distance, your memory makes me stay. I'm still lost in missing you. I have tried to outrun silence, tried to leave your ghost behind, but your name still echoes softly through the corners of my mind. The world is wide, so wide before me, but I keep losing my way. Somewhere in the endless distance, Maybe someday I'll stop searching for your face in every crowd. But until that day, this broken heart will keep calling your name out. The world is wide, so wide before me, but I keep losing my way. Somewhere in the endless distance, your memory makes me stay. The world moves on without us, but my heart remains untrue. For no matter where these feet may wander, I'm still lost in missing